question I have for you, subbies. Is Tony Khan making a big mistake by having the Ricochet Will Ospreay match on October 2nd after 5-year AEW Dynamite anniversary show? Is he making a big mistake? Is he giving us a pay-per-view caliber match on quote-unquote free TV a good idea? Me personally, I don't mind, because I'm going to watch it. I know it's going to be a banger. Like, them two motherfuckers going to jump all over the place. But the question is it a good idea to be doing that right now when the guy just got to AEW? So, let's just have the conversation. When Ricochet was leaving WWE, he got put to a windshield by Braun Breaker. But I believe he was about to be put into a program with Braun Breaker, but he still chose to leave. He ended up winning the Speed Championship. Yes, that is exclusively to X, but whatever. It's still a championship nonetheless. But when I look back at Ricochet's run in the WWE as a whole, Ricochet was being used. Ricochet was being used. And for everybody that's like he's underrated, half of the people that's be doing all this fucking talking never saw Ricochet as a top level world champion. I don't think anybody said, man, WWE didn't let him get the title belt. We just want Ricochet to enjoy wrestling and be the best he could be. But everywhere Ricochet was used in the WWE, he did what he had to do. He was used well. He was a good hand. And I think WWE was fairly good to him. Not to mention, he got a girlfriend, a fiance in the process, which he needs to marry. Like, what the fuck are you waiting on? Anyway, Ricochet was the Intercontinental Championship champion. Ricochet was the United States champion. And in NXT, he was a North American champion in a very significant storyline with the Velveteen Dream at the time. He was all over fucking NXT with the highlight reels, okay? All over WWE with the highlight reels. Vince McMahon utilized Ricochet a lot in the beginnings of his career and stuff. Triple H kind of, lost a little steam here and there. A lot, too. But Ricochet has a nice... If you gave Ricochet a video package, it would be pretty decent. Now, Will Ospreay, doing all this talking, must have got Ricochet when he was vulnerable, because he told him to come on over to Death Row. He was like, come over to Death Row. If you don't like your CEO all over the records, all over the radio, rapping all over your music, come to Death Row, and we going to take care of you. That's essentially what Will Ospreay said. Come to AEW, bruh. You're going to wrestle. You're going to make money. We're going to have a good time. I think you should come over here, and you're going to get good matches, and me and you got history, and we can go ahead and run this back. And Ricochet took the bait, because now he's in AEW. And he's only really had 2 matches. But somehow, he got a backstage conversation with Will Ospreay, and I guess he felt some kind of way from the last time. Will Ospreay was like, well, get you some wins under your belt, bro, and then come see me. Now, I thought wins would be like a couple months, maybe to the next pay-per-view or something. He only, 2 wins ain't getting wins under your belt. To be getting a title match, I don't understand.
It's all out. It got a bit heated, but it's always been heated between us. My bad.
Honestly, Will, not your bad. You don't gotta be sorry about anything. But since you're here, there is something that I think you need to know. I've been thinking a lot about what you told me, Will. Do you remember what you said?
I said, get your wings up.
That's right. You told me to go get my wins up and to come back and see you, like you the big main event and all this, just because you got that title, right? But let me show you how it is from my point of view. From my perspective, from the moment that I stepped foot here in AEW, it's been nothing but everybody else trying to come out of their way to call me out, like they got to prove to the entire world that they better than Ricochet. So it seems like everybody here at AEW is worried about Ricochet more than Ricochet's worried about them.
Ricochet, man, he cuts a promo like nails on a chalkboard. Anyway, my whole question is, why isn't he going after the AEW champ? You literally just say you coming after me with your little weak ass intercontinental or international belt, like you the big man around here. But you about to wrestle him, and it's gonna be a big match because Will Ospreay is essentially a number 2 guy around there. We already knew that, right? And you're gonna lose. And then what? That's the whole problem that everybody's having. What's gonna happen after we get this match? Are they gonna do a best of 7? Or are they gonna run it back? Are they gonna be like talking or what? It's no build up, no storyline, nothing. Now, this is the also issue. Unless you about to go and look up all the matches that Will Ospreay and Ricochet had in their encounters in New Japan and all through the indies and all around the world, you don't know that these two guys have beef. That is a whole storyline itself. You could have gave us a history that could have lasted for weeks and months until the next pay-per-view, and then you give us this big match. Don't nobody know the backstory to Will Ospreay and motherfucking Ricochet unless you a mark, or what do they call it, a schmark or whatever. Because I'm not looking up shit. I'm about to watch these two go back and forth because they're basically giving me an exhibition match for a title. Somebody said, to be honest, that's how Tony Khan does his booking. All he does is book shit. He don't put no story, he don't put no thought, no effort, and nothing else into it. And it's really, really crazy. Some people say they broke the internet because their matches were so good. Well, I didn't know they fucking existed. So I don't know who internet was broke. So, unless you, like I said, going to look it up and get all this information, you're just going to see two guys wrestling who are very good wrestlers, who know how to jump around the ring, who I'm pretty sure going to be super stiff with each other and give you at least 30 minutes. Now, they could put a stipulation on it for fun, maybe make an Iron Man match or something like that. It ain't got to have blood and all that. It could just be a something that's going to feed the quote-unquote sickos and maybe get a casual. But Tony Khan don't go after casual fans. So I'm going to go over there and watch it, and then I'm going to take my popcorn and go back over to where I was. I'm going to turn it after I watch it. And that is what Tony Khan is setting Ricochet up for. After us casuals watch this match, we're going to turn the station. And Ricochet will then be relegated to Ring of Honor. Or you'll roll him out when we need like some filler shit going on. And everybody's going to be like, oh, Ricochet. He had such a banger with Will Ospreay. What the fuck happened? Maybe he should have stayed in WWE. No, I'm never going to say he should stay in WWE. I don't think anybody should stay anywhere where they're not happy. But also don't go somewhere where they just going to fucking... Oh, man, I can't wait. I got to do this. I got to do this now. It's the 5th anniversary. Oh, man. Now, don't get me wrong. If Tony Khan's smart, he'll give us 5-10 minutes and fuck the match up in the DQ where they would have to run it back at a pay-per-view. Now, that would be smart. But if he's going to give you the whole 30-minute time and let these guys go at it and we see what we got to see, that's not no good for the... audience that don't know about these two dudes and what they had going on in the background. So do you think it's too soon for Will Ospreay and Ricochet? Do you think Tony Khan is doing too much too fast? Or you think it's right on time? Go and get it out the way, because we already know Ricochet ain't finna be no big name, no needle pusher or nothing else in AEW. So go and get your money's worth while you can, before you get caught up in like a Mercedes Moné, or what's that dude, the guy who's the Rainmaker, Okada situation. Tell me what you think.